You just moved to Dubai permanently. What's this new chapter in Ollie's life, and why? Why leave your home country? Why leave the United Kingdom?
Good question. You know what? Looking back, and I've got the maturity to be able to back this up, I have this 10-year cycle. It's interesting that 10-year-old boy got attacked. But when I look back, you know, everything's 10 years with me. Around about 10 years, there's a change, there's a move. I have to do something. So really, when I was in the UK, I came back in 2014, and you know, I then stumbled across the show, which was a gift in itself, which changed my life.
That gave you a huge profile.
Yeah, it gave me the platform.
And you hadn't been in media before at all, so this was a completely new thing.
You know what, I came back, and this is the interesting thing, because I locked myself in a house because I had to change the blueprint of who I was. I realised that I wanted to help people, and broken people break people. So I didn't want to be one of those people that wasn't authentic, you know, so I had to change me from the inside.
And so you decided to lock yourself in a house alone. Yeah. You just came up with this idea.
Yeah, it was the only solution.
This is in 14.
Yeah.
It's not like you watched some YouTube video about someone doing it.
No.
People forget, like back then, there was nothing on YouTube.
No.
There was none of this stuff, inspirations or anything. So you just came up with that.
Yeah, but the thing was, I did what, my usual model, right, was this. Go and get some money, go and do this, get a credit card, get a loan, I was trying to change matter with matter, you know, all the way through my life. And for the first time, whether you call it divine intervention or whatever you want to call it, all those avenues were blocked for me. So when I came back, I'd been away for 10 years, no one knew who I was, I couldn't get a credit card, I couldn't get any money. And it forced me to then go into that house and then look into all this stuff called meditation. I had nowhere else to turn, I just had nowhere at all. I had no money, no nothing. So that was my only option. So I started doing the meditation, started doing the visualizations, all these things that my peers would still to this day laugh at me for. And I pushed through the barrier of me thinking there's a 1,000-person audience around. I just kept on with this desire to create this thing called Breakpoint, which was my business. Now, every single day, didn't know about the TV show. It was 2014. Didn't know anything about the TV show. Before I got there, I met up with my best mate, one of my best mates, Foxy, who I served with, who was also on the show. And I told him about this dream about having this business called Breakpoint, where we would get these corporates and we'd put them through the hardest selection process in the world based on Special Forces selection. So we could really tap into who they truly were beyond the facade of who we pretend to be. And I had this whole business model, and then I'd bring in the veterans that would be the support staff to put them back into the community that they loved and missed. And I had this dream every single day, and I put myself there each day as if I was there. I used all of my senses, and I lived the moment. And I also had another visualization every single day that I would be on stage talking to hundreds of people, and I put myself there in those situations. Although I never had it in that moment, I felt the expensive watch on my arm, the shoes on my feet, the shirt on my back. I lived those moments. It was incredible.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week. And for me, that was huge, because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best, and hope you come join us.
At the end of 3 months, nothing was happening. Nothing at all. And I dropped to my knees, I kid you not, in this house, and I said, please give me something. I wanted the phone to ring. I want something to happen to validate me doing all this work. Nothing happened. And then 2 days after that, I get the phone call from Foxy, who said, hey, you know that idea you've got for Breakpoint, would you do that on national TV? So the model that we saw on Channel 4 SAS is the visualization I'd had every single day.
Wow.
Up until that point. And people can say, well, that's just coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I took myself to a different vibrational state. The person that entered that house was broken. and I changed the energy of who I was.
Had you done that before? Had you heard about people doing that? Or
No.
You just kind of fell into it.
I fell into it. You meet people for a reason, right? And one of the first sort of acquaintances, if you want to call it that, I met when I came back to the UK. This is interesting because she put me onto a guy called Carl Harvey who ran this group. He had an email database. It was all about this sort of empowerment, self-empowerment, and this was really new back then, you know. And so I started looking at that, and I was engaged in that. Then that guy, Carl Harvey, then pushed me towards a guy called Vishen Lakhani, who then started this 6-phase meditation. So I did that every single day. That was part of the 6-phase meditation. And that's what got me onto it. And then I did that for the 3 months, got the TV show. And it's so interesting, you know, all that happened to me, everything changed, it was incredible. And then 10 years after that in that house, 10 years to the day, I would stand on stage in Estonia for Mind Valley speaking about that experience.
Wow.
10 years to the day.
Wow. What does Vishen say when he knows that his stuff inspired you?
I mean, you must get a lot of people that... I think it was a bit of a shock because I actually went to Soho House where I first met Vishen and I first met Carl Harvey, the two guys that really got me into this stuff. They had no idea about who I was or anything, and you know, they'd actually on the invite they'd seen Carl had seen I was coming. Oh, it's that Special Forces guy off the telly. I'll sit next to him. So he came in. I met Vishen. I told him a little bit about the story, and then Carl Harvey came in, sat next to me. And I said, mate, you have no idea how you changed my life. And it blew him away.
Wow.
It's incredible. So again, 10 years cycles, and you know, call it coincidence. We're so happy, aren't we? Or so easily just push this stuff away as weird. We push this stuff away as coincidence. And now if anything happens in my life, it's not saying everything is a situation that's something, there's more to it than meets the eye, but every interaction, every time I connect with anyone, I always ask myself, what's the meaning of this? You know, we really embrace, you know, the program really, you imagine a lot of people that go through a hard time and they go, I just want to forget that. It's the worst thing you can do.
Right.
Because that's where we learn, that's where we grow, don't we? And that's where we evolve. And it's so important that we use all these. I don't say that I'm totally unique and there's no one like me. Not at all. We're all the same. I bleed and breathe just like everyone else. But the thing is, I am very conscious of the experiences and things that have happened in my life and how I connect them all and how I now allow all that past to create my future. And I think we've all got the ability to do that.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.